Jake, I'm trying to save Jake from himself right now. Because if he does speak up, my hand is forced.
So Jake Weddle's ex-girlfriend seems to be certifiably insane. 3 days ago, early on the 24th of December, I released a video covering Jake Weddle and then his current girlfriend, Lex. The video covered some of Jake Weddle's breakdowns, including Lex's weird spurg outs, like her video she made where she said that she didn't care about commentators, but she definitely did care. The main reason I made this video was a Instagram story that Jake Weddle had posted onto his Instagram, and, duh, which was really gunning for the commentary community, right? It was really trying to get it in its jugular. What I didn't know is that Instagram story was also a thing that would make Jake Weddle and his girlfriend have this massive fight, breakup, and a huge controversy later down the line, literally 3 days later. I said in that video that I posted 3 days ago on Christmas Eve that, I'd be covering any future updates on the situation, but I don't think genuinely anybody could have predicted what was going to happen. Now, late on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day for some people, Jake Weddle's then girlfriend, which we didn't have the split up yet, released a weird SoundCloud song, which I've got to say is quite a pop. But in the first few seconds of this SoundCloud song, there is a recording of Jake Weddle seemingly shouting towards Lex, saying that, you don't care about my feelings.
You don't care about my feelings, do you? Do I need to say that again?
I mean, from that, it sounds like something absolutely tragic's happened, right? Jake Weddle, Lex had a huge argument about something, right? It's probably really critical, right? That they're partners, right? This is going to be something huge. But we actually have the audio recording of where this came from, right? Like, this was shown on a stream.
You don't care about my feelings, do you? You insist I care about yours to the degree that I take down an Instagram story, or you kick me out of your home. Do I need to say that again? How wild that is? Because I don't care about you don't care about mine. If you're gonna kick me out of your house over that, you don't care about mine. Do I need to say that again?
I'm gonna say, weaponizing some type of argument, right, throwing it at a song is absolute top tier behavior. Just fucking insane. Lex has said some things about Jake Weddle, right, that like during this argument or altercation or whatever you want to call it, he got angry, right, he threw his phone, he punched a wall. What I haven't yet mentioned is around the Christmas period, Jake Weddle was posting some really sad and just all-round depressing stuff on his Instagram. It was very clear the guy was going through something, and I told him on Twitter, right, Jake, smile, it's Christmas. But it definitely seems like the guy didn't have too much to smile about, like at all, right? He had absolute none to smile about. So up until this point, Lex had kind of like had the floor, right? She released a SoundCloud song. She just kind of spoke her story, right? What had been going on with her and, the evil Jake Weddle. So, you're Jake Weddle, and you end up getting platformed by this little small curly haired man. But, as you're about to do so, right? You're going backwards and forwards, right? You're talking to cam nuggets as well, right? You end up blocking them, but you don't know why and how and what's been going on. So you're really confused and, weirded out. And then it turns out that, when you left your girlfriend's house, and we'll get to why Jake Weddle and what happened there in a sec, but when you left your girlfriend's house, some of your stuff was still logged in, on her devices, and she's been in your Discord, blocking people. She admitted to this, right? On Emerald Stream, just self-admittedly.
Hi.
What's up?
If Jake, I'm trying to save Jake from himself right now. Because if he does fucking speak up, my hand is forced.
You're trying to save Jake from himself. What?
I don't want him to force my hand for us to release.
She's insane!
She's insane! If he says some fucked shit. And it's not, like, I sent you the photo of the dent that he left in my wall. Like, if he fucking does this, he knows, and his friends are not.
She's fucking crazy.
Okay with it. Like, his in real life friends are trying to be like, dude, like, this is not okay. Like, we're trying to fucking care for him.
Lex, Jake Weddle's ex, that rhymed, is certifiably insane. How absolutely mental do you have to be to go to that lengths, right? Stop the guy from just, giving his side, right? He's a fully grown adult, right? He's not like he's 14, he's not a teenager, right? He doesn't need someone to look out for him, right? He's an adult. Lex, I think he can make his own decisions for himself, okay, right? I don't think he needs you, right? Especially his ex-girlfriend. But eventually, after a few trials and tribulations, right, he manages to get on Aiden's stream to, really tell his side. Because, up until this point, Lex has kind of been running the floor and even running his bloody Discord account.
Yeah, dude, I guess I do gotta reset all my passwords.
Cam is texting me right now on, I'm not going to say where because I don't know where Lex is logged into all my accounts.
It's still so insane to me that Jake Weddle's ex, right, Lex, would go this far and do this, right? Like, surely you don't have all your mental faculties there if you're doing this type of thing. Like, that's not coming from a concerned place, right? None of this comes from a concerned place. And it's worth noting that all of this was happening, like, roughly at the same time. Jake's ex, Lex, was going in and out of Emerald's stream, and Jake himself finally managed to get into Aiden's stream.
And I'm worried.
Then don't.
I'm worried.
Okay, Lex, I'm gonna be honest.
For him.
You have lied to me multiple times to my face, and you're obsessed with this guy's mental health when he supposedly, in your opinion, verbally abused you multiple times. You should not care about this guy's mental health.
You know, absolute classic from Lex. You know, Jake Weddle is verbally abusive, right? But I still care about him so much I'm gonna log into his Discord, right? You've just got it. Because I care about his mental health so much, guys.
I don't want to, that's not what I condone. I just want to get my side of the story out since she was saying that I was being verbally abusive. Apparently, she's saying I punched a wall, which isn't true. I was hoping this was going to be casual. It was going to be like the one and only time that I was going to talk about this publicly because I wanted to put this behind me. I was just going to give my piece and then, go work on cars, bro. I'm kidding. I do stand up. But hey, Lex, for my mental health, can you please not be logged in to all my devices and get out of my phone, please?
I love how Lex was trying to, very clearly stop Weddle from going on there, giving his side of the story, right? But she just made it 10 times worse for herself, right? More people now care and are looking at the situation because of her manic action. And because of how she's phrased certain things and the deranged things that she's been doing, right? Nobody's gonna listen to her side of the story whatsoever. People are just gonna point and laugh at her. Some interesting stuff was revealed on Aiden's stream, like Lex was the YouTube drama moderator.
Yes, when the YouTube drama moderators cleared her and said, okay, she was, that wasn't a real mod, that was a fake person, and Lex got duped, everybody. And so she's not malicious, she got duped. No, she did in fact fake that. That was in fact her messaging herself.
Great. But we're not here for them, right? We're here for the juicy story details, right? Why they split up? What's been going on, right? How did they get to here, right? So let's actually get into that stuff.
And, the way she thrust herself into the public eye, Jake Weddle and his girlfriend, I didn't think anything of it until it got crazier and crazier and crazier, and then she started like calling out Chud Logic and Hellbent by name. It was entirely her idea to sue Hellbent, by the way.
Okay, this is fine to a certain extent, right? That, it was Lex's idea, but he still went along with it, right? He was still the one posting about it, right? He was posting on his stories about it, right? He went along with the idea, right? This man is a fully grown adult, right? He can make his own decisions, right? And what he wants to actually go along with. Like, definitely it was her, but like, come on, man, right? It's not all her.
Post. I called YouTube commentary channels generally dorks. I said, you guys, that's pretty tame, Like, I didn't call anybody out by name specifically. Meanwhile, Lex was like, hey, Hellbent, hey, she's calling out people by name specifically. And I remember I had a panic attack that night too because I'm like, oh my God, she's literally asking for it. She's like bringing it on purpose,
He says this about Lex, and, from what she was doing, she was just really asking for it. But, Weddle was also doing it too, right? Any story he was posting was just adding fuel to the fire, right? They were both both making the situation 10 times worse. That's what I spoke about in my original video.
And so when I posted that Instagram story, she said, take that Instagram story down. But then she goes, take your story down. And I go, what? I'm not gonna take my story down. And then she goes, all right, well then, I guess I'll pay for half your hotel tonight. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, I don't want you here. I don't feel comfortable with you here because you don't care for my feelings.
I genuinely find it so insane that it was one Instagram story, right? That just, absolute leech, it seems like. But what ended up happening is, she's like, go to a hotel, right? I'll pay for half of it, right? Pack up your stuff. Go and pack up your stuff. And apparently he doesn't do it quick enough, right? He's still going at a pretty decent pace, right? Leisurely pace. But, she's not happy with it and ends up calling the police.
And she says, better hurry, because I'm going to call the police, And I'm like, I'm packing, Like, I'm looking for my camera, putting my stuff together, and then the police were there.
If what Weddle is saying here is the truth, these are just allegations, right? This is his side of the story here, right? It's actually insane, right? Lex needs to be locked up and thrown away. Like, I didn't think Weddle's story was, that great, and I don't think he should have done it, right? But I never thought, right, I'm going to call the police because of this.
Police in the room that she was in say, he's literally texting me right now. And I'm outside talking to the cops, and the other officer goes, ma'am, he's outside talking to the other officer, and his phone's right there.
I genuinely really hope Weddle's telling the truth here, right? Because that might be unironically the funniest thing he's ever said. I think both Lex and Jake are very criticizable here, but Lex, if what Jake is saying is true, is so much worse.
Right before all of that, because I was upset And I was texting her. Yeah, I texted her some nasty things. I sent her some very nasty voice memos because I was distraught. I was upset. I was the person I loved, like just doing all this crazy shit. All of a sudden, the complete 180. I'm over here flying home for like 25, 30, 40 hours, you know? And then I get home and there's a song. It was literally like I'm in the US, like in my mom's house for like a little bit. And then the song was up.
I'm glad that it seems like he's being a little bit transparent here, right? He's saying that, you know, I did send some angry voice memos, right? I did say this, I did do this, right? But then as well, this song that she was apparently making, right, came up basically immediately, which I find really very interesting. God, Lex has got me agreeing with Jake Weddle.
She says she calls the police because I was raising my voice and wouldn't leave. I was, yes, raising my voice, but I was packing and leaving. I was actively leaving.
So from what Weddle says in this interview, it does very much seem like Lex is picking and choosing stuff and making it seem a lot worse, right? Like him raising his voice, right? He's being kicked out, he's very confused, right? And, you know, making it seem like, you know, this guy's verbally abusive, right? Taking stuff like he apparently, like, threw his phone down or something like that, and she's saying, you know, he threw it. I'd be very interested to see what Lex has to say to counter a lot of these claims, because she kind of just ran away on Emerald's stream, was like, no, I don't want to watch it.
You're kind of putting the Hellbent stuff, a lot of it on Lex, like the idea to sue or whatever, but it seems...
I was upset at Hellbent for that. Like, I was definitely, like, I didn't like that she did that, and I do think what she did was scummy and lame and cringe. But all I'm putting on Lex is that she was one of the people that was... No, she was the only person. She was the person who was like, we should sue, let's sue. I mean, I was probably, like, backing her up about. I was probably backing her up.
I mean, Weddle definitely was, right? You definitely were, right? Whatever way you spin it, right? If she was the one that came up with the idea and you just wanted to support her, fair enough, right? But you were still making these posts, right? You were still claiming, right? I'm gonna do an international lawsuit here. None of this is straightforward, right? It's got a lot of nuance. We've got to listen to both sides here. But, like, you know, when it comes to something like this, right? Both of you were involved.
Got you. So this recording of you yelling was conducted after she had told you you're being kicked out of the house.
Yes.
Okay, and she called the police because you were yelling.
Yes, because yes.
And there was nothing broken, nothing physical, you're claiming?
No.
Again, all I can say is I'm really interested to see how Lex spins this back on Weddle. Although Weddle is definitely criticizable, right? From what he's saying, Lex just seems like a complete and utter lying, weird manipulator, right? So I'm really interested to see how she spins this back and what our response is here.
Now that all of our cards are on the table, I will never speak to you again, and I hope you never speak to me again. This was very, very, very messy, and it did not have to be this way at all. So I hope moving forward we can be done. I won't do anything else anymore now that you're out of ammo.
I mean, look, Jake is saying this, but I highly doubt this situation's going to stop here. I feel like this is going to be an ongoing situation, right? Look, prove me wrong, right? Maybe it doesn't, right? Maybe it just stops dead here, right? But it just doesn't seem like it. It definitely seems like Lex will respond and something more will happen, right? I don't think it's going to stop here, unfortunately, Jake. Recording Lex Scott of Jake as well is just great.
Yours to the degree that I take down an Instagram story, or you kick me out of your home.
He's sad.
Do I need to say that again? How wild that is?
Yes, Jake, this situation is truly wild, and I'm very interested to see where it goes, Lex's responses, and just even Weddle's responses from this point forward. Definitely seems like a situation that's going to continue to progress and go forward. Doesn't seem like it's finished here. I felt like this is only the beginning. And like I said on my Twitter, what a way to end 2024. Off with a bang, right? I appreciate that Lex, bloody Jake Weddle's ex. But everybody watching today's video, what's your thoughts on this whole Jake Weddle story? What do you think of Jake Weddle's side? What do you think of Lex's side? Who do you think's in the right? Everything, right? What did you gauge from this? Please feel free to comment down below. And once you're down there, you might as well smash the subscribe and hit that notification bell, because with this situation, I will be updating everybody every step of the way and pointing you in the right things. And if you want to see the full Jake Weddle interview, please go and watch Aiden's stream. I will link that down below. And if you want to go see Lex's side with Emerald, I will also link that down below. But I've been your host, Samuel, and I will catch you in the next YouTube video.